My name is Apple, and I have a little fashion brand called Angel Brains, and I live in Bristol. I started getting into making clothes through making the costumes for my films. I started making toys and then it moved on to making garments. Angel Brains started after Jay from Empty Brains asked me to collab on a piece with him. And then from that point onwards, we realised that we really enjoyed working together, but we sort of had our own separate looks that we wanted to put forwards. And so I branched off from Empty Brains and made Angel Brains.
My name is Jay, I study fashion textiles at Bristol U. My opinions on fast fashion are quite extreme now. I think fast fashion has to end, and very soon. It's like the third biggest polluter out of anything. If you change the mindset that you have about consuming, you realise that you don't need what you think you need. Like, I've got things that my dad passed on to me from when he was 20, so like in the 70s, and like I still wear them today.
The reality of the situation we face is that no industry is able to go on really the way it's going. You know, our society and our whole systems at the moment is based on growth. You know, capitalism is about infinite growth, which is just not possible in a finite world, or a world with finite resources. So essentially, they're going to have to take big losses, really, and adapt and change. And I think that's something that major corporations don't know. That's not part of their language. Their language is to grow, 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 earn, bonuses, bonuses, bonuses.
I certainly hope that fast fashion will die out, and I think that Extinction Rebellion and other environmental campaigners have been doing a lot to try and hasten its demise. However, it's a huge industry, so there's a lot of lobbyists on the other side that are trying to make sure it survives. I think the production of a t-shirt uses the same amount of water that you would use in a month of showering, which is shocking because some people will buy new t-shirts every month or so, and that's having a huge environmental impact. And the thing is that water usage isn't water in the UK, which is quite a wet country. It's water where the cotton is grown, which is often places that already suffer from water scarcity. And so it's totally unreasonable that for the sake of having a cheap £3 t-shirt, we're depriving people of clean, safe drinking water where it's already hard to come by.
In Angel Brains, we're trying constantly to make the brand more sustainable. So the whole element of reworking clothes means that all of the clothes that are sort of old and are going to just go straight in the bin don't go to waste, because we can turn them into something new and fresh. In the future, I don't see fast fashion companies being able to exist in the way that they are at the moment.
I've started to change Empty Brains from a brand that just produces clothing and my website's just like a shop, to it's like you go on it and it teaches you stuff. It's educating you about the impacts of fashion, why it needs to change, how it can change, and like what you can do. I even say on the page of like a product, for example, on my website, like, think about what you're buying. Like, do you need this? Because if you don't, I don't want people to buy stuff that like they've got loads of. I've just made a page on my website which talks about like all the processes that I go through with making pieces, because I think it's really important that people know how you make it, the time that goes into it, and like why the price is what it is, like how much I'm earning. Maybe they think it should be cheaper, because if something's too cheap, like For example, Primark is an easy example. You buy like a crop top for £2 and then you get some ketchup on it and you're like, well, this isn't very good, now I can get another one, and you throw it in the bin.
There's so much clothing already in the world, and we throw away so much now because of fast fashion, partly. You know, back in the old days we used to, you know, buy, well, I say we, I wasn't there, but people used to, you know, buy a good pair of jeans and that would last them, you know, most of their life, if you know, not all of it. And I read that a third of all microplastics that are in our oceans come from washing clothes. So that's awful, that's ridiculous, and that's something that really needs to be addressed. Yeah, there are several companies that are already providing sort of blueprints for how fashion could be done in a sort of post-growth society. And that's obviously reusing materials. They obviously find ways to make it cheaper by outsourcing all of the production to, you know, third world countries where wages are driven down, so it's not even just a sort of a climate issue, it's also a workers issue or a human rights issue as well.
We've been planning a little shoot for a while now, haven't we? And we've got some contacts through uni and some models that are going to come and do a shoot for us, and so we've been preparing all of our clothes.
This is a few of the pieces I've made for the shoot. I've been trying to play around with some new colours, not get too stuck in black. This is like a kilt skirt thing that I've been working on. And then, yeah, just mainly been playing around with patches and that sort of thing. Not really changing, cutting up the actual garment too much.
These are some of the items that I've made for the shoot. This is my favourite one, which is an old teddy bear that I got from a charity shop, and then my favourite things to do is to turn them into bags so they get loved again. And it's got a little button clasp and then loads of room inside. Let's go in! I'm so excited! Today we are doing a little shoot in the studio, photographing some of our new clothes, and it's really exciting because there's loads of cute girls in there wearing my clothes, and it's usually me that has to wear my clothes, so it's really nice to just sit and watch other people wear them, and yeah, it's all like come together really nicely, so I'm excited.
I think, yeah, the idea is trying to get like this contrast between the bright, kind of bubbly colours of Apple's clothing, Angel Brains, and then the darker, punkier side of my clothes. So like reusing the backdrops and using some props.
When I get the photos back, I can't wait to go through them, and then they'll all be up on the website. Planning on putting up a new little photos tab so you can see everything that we're up to, and we're going to get some behind the scenes as well today so people can see what we've been doing.
My advice to the public is to do your research, learn where your clothes are coming from. It's not just everyone's understanding of, oh, Primark's bad, you know, they have sweatshops, things like that, blah, blah. It's sort of the whole impact that all fast fashion creates on the world, and the people who work for the companies, the people who buy from the companies. Just do a bit of research, and if you can, spend a little bit more money on your clothes, buy things that are better quality, and treat yourself in that way. Or buy from smaller brands that have more ethical viewpoints on how businesses should be run.
Now! How do we want? Climate justice!